Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to share with you how much I've spent on my YouTube channel in the year 2021 pre-monetization. So I'm sitting at 876 subscribers at the moment, and I've spent a fair bit of money. But do you know what? I've enjoyed every part of it. Absolutely love YouTube. So without further ado, let's jump straight into the video and find out exactly how much I've spent.
Hey now, honey, I've been driving around in my car, looking for some kind of open bar. It's gonna be alright, gonna be alright. Got no money, but I'll work it out with my charm. Having a good time, ain't doing no harm. It's gonna be alright, gonna be alright. Hey now, honey, I've been driving around in my car, looking for some kind of open bar. It's gonna be alright, gonna be alright. Got no money, but I'll work it out with my charm. Having a good time, ain't doing no harm. It's gonna be alright, gonna be alright. Having a good time, ain't doing no harm. It's gonna be alright, gonna be alright. Hey now, honey, I've been driving around in my car, looking for some kind of open bar. It's gonna be alright, gonna be alright. Got no money, but I'll work it out with my charm. Having a good time, ain't doing no harm. It's gonna be alright, gonna be alright.
So in total, how much did I spend on my YouTube channel in the year 2021? Well, the total costs were, drum roll please, I'm not going to tell you just yet, stick around to the end, because what I want to do is actually break down the categories of where that money's gone. And look, I'm pre-monetization, so I've earned nothing off of YouTube yet. However, I'm totally comfortable with the money that I've spent, because I know that all I'm doing is that I'm investing into myself and this new business that I'm building through YouTube. And I know that with hard work, consistency, same goes for everyone else that's starting YouTube, you can reap those rewards and get that initial investment back. Okay, so let's jump straight into the costings of the equipment that I've bought so far in this year 2021. But before we do, I just want to say, when I started my channel, I was running on an iPhone 11. I had this small ring light next to me and I had a plug-in mic, and that was fine. I got my videos out there, but I soon realized, Aaron, you need to upgrade your equipment. If you want to keep your audience engaged, edit your videos in depth and put out really good content, you're going to need to invest in yourself. I was also traveling to London because I started my YouTube podcast series where I'm interviewing guests. And again, I was renting office space, the travel, everything to do with the equipment, my videographer, publishing, marketing, everything like that costs money. So it soon added up, and we're going to look at this now. Okay, so starting with the camera, I went and bought a Canon Mark II M50 EOS, which cost me £700. Alongside that, I went and bought a new Mac laptop, which was the MacBook Pro 13, which was £1,167. Of course, with that, I bought a camera bag, a laptop bag, and an SD card, which cost me £65. I bought a small USB adapter, which was £8.54. Over time, I went and bought the teleprompter so I can read my scripts straight in front of me on my tripod. That was £154.96 off Amazon. Again, I'm going to include everything I've bought in the link below, which will be my Amazon affiliate link, where I'll get a small kickback if you do go and choose anything that I've bought so far. Of course, I went and bought extra camera batteries because I didn't want to be traveling to London and I run out of batteries, so that cost me £56. I then went and got the Rode Mic Pro Plus, which was £214. I also have the Rode Mic Go, which was £60, and I have a ring light that I bought this year, the bigger one, which is in front of me, that was £95. So the total cost of equipment for this year is £2,515.50, or in dollars, that's $3,384.20. So that's quite a lot of money when it comes to equipment, but again, I'm absolutely absolutely fine with it. I'm fully aware I'm pre-monetization, but this is equipment that I'm always going to use, and actually I really enjoy it. Editing, marketing, doing YouTube, it's become more of a hobby, so there's nothing that I haven't spent that actually I quite enjoy using anyway. So that was equipment. We're going to move on to my office space for my podcast, that YouTube interview series, and this is where obviously it bumps up price-wise. So moving on to my podcast interview series and the costings behind that. So I started this YouTube series where I basically bring on guests that can share their story and offer value to those who watch. So I needed to hire some office space that was fairly central to wherever someone might be traveling, and of course that ended up being London in Mayfair. It's quite pricey in Mayfair, and I needed somewhere big enough to have all my videographing team, the equipment, and possibly 1 or 2 guests at a time, including myself, and just carry bags and hanging up coats. So I needed to find somewhere that was a reasonable size. So I've had that for 9 months, my office in Mayfair. Back in April I started, and the total cost to rent that office so far has cost me £740 to date. That is $995.55. Now onto the second part of the costings behind my YouTube interview series, and that is paying for a videographer. Now what I'll do is in the description below I'll include them. They're Boomslang Media. Tyler's the owner, absolutely awesome, love working with him, so do go check him out and give him a follow on Instagram. Boomslang Media, videographer. Now the amazing thing with having a videographer, I don't worry about any of the editing, any of the b-roll, any of the setup, audio, lighting, everything like that. I just turn up and do the easy part of interviewing them, and then they just get sent to me on WeTransfer. However, for that privilege, of course there's a cost. So working with Boomslang Media, my videographer, so far I've paid out £2,150, or in dollars that's $2,899.03. Absolutely worth every penny, and I'm back with them in January in 2022, and I look forward to building on the podcast series with them. If you are doing YouTube or you're doing any kind of content, you need to get yourself a videographer, because it's so much easier using someone else who knows what they're doing and setting up, because and this is the man you need to follow, Tyler at Boomslang Media. Now moving on to marketing and design, so things like Canva for creating your YouTube thumbnails. I also use Photoshop editor to bring out photos, brighten them up. I've used Fiverr.com. I have a media team to create my channel art. Epidemic, which is where you can download backing soundtracks for your YouTube videos, just like in this one. I use vidIQ Pro. I have WeTransfer Pro and Zoom Pro, there's a lot of pros there, and Wix Marketing for my YouTube newsletter. Adding all of that up is a total of £665.87, or in dollars that's $897.85. So it's quite a lot of money for the year for all those small payments, but again, this is what I plan to recoup once I've monetized and I grow my YouTube channel. I've also paid for one guest to travel down on a train, so I paid for their train ticket, which was £50. In dollars that's $67.42. Now moving on to miscellaneous payments, so things such as food, travel, my train tickets, using Ubers, any kind of in-between payments. The total for all of that is £408.29, or in dollars that's $550.53. So this brings a total for 2021, all my YouTube equipment, everything I've paid for, my London podcast, miscellaneous travel, marketing and design, the total is, drum roll, £6,529.66, or in dollars it's $8,784.61. So quite a lot of money has been spent in the year 2021, but I do not regret spending any of that. I also plan to get sponsored in 2022, which will reduce some of my costs, but all of that was an investment into myself and the YouTube business that I am planning on growing. So I absolutely love it. I've grown to love YouTube as a whole, everything from the editing to the marketing. Can't wait to get stuck into the new year. But my tips are, you go into the new year looking to start a YouTube channel, just be prepared to put your hand in your pocket. So remember, look at this as the long-term game, because if you put in the hard work and you're consistent with YouTube, I promise you it will pay you back. And if you don't believe me, go check out what some of those big players are earning monthly, weekly off of YouTube alone. So you'll soon get your money back if you put in the hard work. If you did like this video, please do hit like and subscribe, and until next time, I'll see you all very soon.